That was a yummy lunch.
Yummy. Always good at Mario's. It's an institution.
We're on Brunswick Street in Melbourne, Fitzroy. So what are we doing?
Today we have Derek Swalwell, the photographer, shooting a project that we've just finished called Helvetia House.
Helvetia.
Helvetia. So Fitzroy is often described as bohemian. It was for a long time the slum of Melbourne. Lots of workers' cottages, artists moved in, made the place awesome, and then of course property prices went up and it's become quite a wealthy place now. But its history as a slum and workers' cottages means that houses like Helvetia once had a life of being like men's hostel. Oh. So it was a big house that was divided up into lots of little cells with a shared bathroom. So
like a boarding house?
Like a boarding house. So that's exactly what it was. And our amazing clients bought it and then said, and it was really gloomy. And so our beautiful clients said, what can we do here to resurrect this house? We're about to find out.
Rose Street's a pretty cool street. A lot of stuff that's going on. Not today. Weekends, pumping.
Pumping. Come on the weekend if you visit. And you should visit. Just back there is Gertrude Street, and in Time Out magazine it was named the world's second coolest street. I don't know what the first one was. I think it was somewhere in Canada.
Because they're colder?
Oh, dad jokes. You are being such a boomer today, and I love it. So if we come off Brunswick Street, then our clients, their home is just up here. So they're in this gritty, bohemian, urban, busy fabric, and the brief was, can you turn this into something that's light-filled and joyous, but make it an oasis? Our clients are really into gardening and also into fish, and they wanted ponds and things like that. So it's how do we make a really great sort of protected home in this gritty environment, but with a lot of green, beautiful spaces.
Yeah, because these are quite tight urban houses, right? They're always quite small. There's not much space for greenery.
Yeah, well, this is one of the rare double-fronted homes, which actually gave us the chance to put you'll see, a pretty strategic light well through the middle of the house.
Oh, okay.
One of those rare occurrences where a client's actually happy for you to take away floor area, because of course the more building there, the higher the value of it, is the simplistic view. But we really pointed out that if we remove 2 rooms in the middle and turn it into a really substantial light well, it will drastically improve not only the amount of light, but also the amount of sun that comes in winter and passively heats the house.
So this is it?
This is it.
Look at those 2 cool columns.
And you can see...
Is that wood?
Yeah, that is. So the original columns, we took them away and we tidied them up, and then we discovered they were wood, and the clients said, can we just leave some of it? So that's a really great sort of nod to showing the history of the building. And you can see here there were 3 doors. So originally this main front door with 2 windows, but they actually added 2 extra doors, so they became separate homes in the men's hostel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Our clients are avid gardeners, Kev, so whenever they've got excess produce, they just leave it here for their neighbours to grab.
So these lemons are from the garden that they have?
Yeah, it's from the existing lemon tree. And so cucumbers, anything like that they've got excess of, they put it here. If they don't have anything available, this tray turns around, so that taller back screen sits here. So that's solid. And then, see this?
That's the pictures of the house?
Yeah, but on the side. So there's a double pitch on each side, and one of them we've removed and replaced with a screen. Come and have a look. So the same as the other side, 2 little pitched roofs, but we've removed the second one, and it looks solid, but it's actually a grate. It's actually open.
That's a pretty cool downpipe there.
Yep. That's a problem turned into a little bit of art, because the point of legal discharge is actually around the side, so just running it around and through, and then nobody can rip it off or damage it.
And so that's the front 2 room, the traditional 2 or 4 room?
Yeah. So ourselves and every other architect in Melbourne where there's a heritage overlay, and so we're required to keep the front, would normally just keep those 2 rooms and demolish absolutely everything else. But because this 80s extension has no cracks in it, unlike its neighbours, we thought, you know what, let's use the existing fabric, even though it's not the sexiest building, instead of knocking it down and rebuilding it, let's work with the skin that we've got. So existing wall and existing windows that we've replaced with more thermally efficient windows.
And that cage there, that's the edge of the site?
Yeah, so that's the back boundary, and this is all original. And then we've just added that
urban farm.
The urban farm up on the roof.
Cool.
And so over time that'll just get covered and become a green hedge.
So you can kind of see over there with the neighbours how little green space usually left in these kind of environment.
And because it's so dense, we've had to find lots of little spots to have greenery and gardens, because you can't just have one big backyard in a dense area like this. So this looks solid. This looks solid on the oblique angles.
And there's that pitch as well.
Yeah. But then when you look dead on, it's actually open. And what you need to think about here is that these were 2 bedrooms. This was a bedroom, that was a bedroom, all serviced by an internal corridor. So all of this was incredibly dark, incredibly gloomy.
Oh wait, this is a garden.
This is the entry, the new entry.
Walking over a fish pond.
Yeah, there's all these little fish down here. And then that's facing west, so it's actually like this little oasis that gets these little splashes of light in here. And this is essentially the front door that delivers you to the middle of the house.
And so that also helps organises the different parts of the house, the living and the bedroom spaces, right?
That's right. So instead of having a long corridor with these little cells in it, you have this central entry where you can go, right or left or straight up. So all of our circulation's condensed into one spot. We've also added in the walkway upstairs, we've used perforated metal. So it's fundamentally different to how it used to be. Dark, enclosed, always needing an artificial light on, to now being just open. Come on in, Kev. Like we've done before, we've tried to be really thoughtful with services. So this is a bathroom. The other bathroom servicing upstairs is directly above.
So again, quite close to the entry?
Right near the entry. So if you've got little munchkins that need to go to the toilet in a hurry, just come straight here. The other thing too, you mentioned the Koya mat, is this is a shoes off house, so I should actually take them off. So the clients are Chinese, and so what we've done here is actually made it so that you've got the shoe spot is actually underneath the drawers, so you can just come in, wipe your feet, put your shoes away, shoes off house. And then, as you pointed out, bathroom right near the entry. Right near the entry, so you can come and wash your hands and do whatever you need to do. And you get this great little glimpse where our beautiful client has just resurrected a whole heap of plants in this tight little space. So instead of being a daggy space full of crap.
I also love the mirrors.
Yeah. This one just sits in front of that window, and then this one actually conceals all of the storage behind.
Suddenly there's this infinite reflections. You're not quite sure it's actually an opening or...
Yeah. And then we've just, to put in a big shower there. We've transitioned it using these shelves, that different line. And then you've got the shower, and that has this natural light and the greenery reflecting through the fluted glass.
Ooh. Which is the depth of those shelves. And you're in the shower again. You're going to climb in the bath this time as well?
Do we want the bath shot? Not this time. No, the people said no.
There's no karaoke here.
There's no what? Karaoke? Love me true. I get it. So, gardens and fish. So this was a big part of the brief originally, was to have the fish tank. And then when we were working on this entry space, we said, hey, do you want like a pond as well? And so that's the whole entry area was really an extension of, let's have more fish. But imagine they were bedrooms previously. So we've actually put all of this glazing here, and that's north. So go back to this episode all about passive solar gain. This is all got natural light coming from the north in here. The original windows, and then we've got the kitchen, dining, with everything you need. Oh, and the barbecue then extends into the backyard. Beautiful big fridges in there, and great, really efficient pantry spaces. And then on this side, what's really cool about this client is they wanted sort of utility space that was part of the bigger living zone. And so one of our clients loves fixing up old bikes, finding bikes on the side of the road, and it's like, I want to do that in here. Don't want to do that in the backyard. So this can become a real workspace that can get really messy. And then if it is too messy and you've got people coming over, this entire wall can just be closed off to hide all that mess.
Is that the laundry?
That's the laundry in there, yep.
Oh, wow. So it actually looks like part of the kitchen.
Yeah, it's just an extension of that whole
That's
space.
a chalkboard, is that right? Just behind you?
Yep. You put your shopping list on
Don't
there.
scratch. No.
And then, you know, this tiny little space, and again, this is having great clients. Look at how she's arranged the plants there. So instead of it being full of rakes and muck, yeah, so the chalkboard, and then in behind that, it's the laundry.
So that's the door to the outside, the service door.
Yep, service door. So when this is closed, you can just come in and out from the garden to the utility space.
That's a stair to...
The garden upstairs.
Oh, okay.
next
So
to the
hence
master
this
bedroom.
is, we're actually right underneath another space.
Yeah, that's actually a garden up there, and then there's the master bedroom above. But have a quick look at this before we go out the back. These are two structural posts. So we've got to pick up a load that goes through there. And you think about, normally people would just go, well, just put some steel and then add a window frame next to it. This is a really good lesson in terms of trying to get one idea to do multiple tasks. So we put these two structural posts, they've become the glazing frame just by using this little timber angle.
Yeah. I
And-
thought they were actual just window frames, and I thought where the structure was. That's pretty clever.
They're doing both. And then
So
we've
you've got all these 45 degrees elements.
Yeah, and then we've just added these little chocks in here that become a little bit of shelving. And those 45s that we've used to basically just to hold in the glazing, we've also then solved our sliding door.
That's the 45s we're talking about, right?
This.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and on the outside there too, you can see it. We talk a lot about getting one solution to do multiple tasks. So the same solution or element is used for these sliding doors. So when these sliding doors come back, it's actually in between two of these angled pieces of timber.
Oh.
Instead of just being a big door frame that you go and get from a proprietor and just screw it against, it's part of the
It's
overall
actually very
language.
simple as well.
Yeah, but still well sealed.
Yeah. Nice.
And then the original garage with the, oh, sorry, Mr. Plant. I stepped on a bit of moss. It'll be okay. Yeah, so the garden above, which has got all the produce growing in it, and the possum-proof cage on it. Do you want to come and have a look?
Sure.
Look at the butterflies. They're so cute. Oh, there's even fake ones.
It's that garlic from the...
Yeah, drying out. So we've got lettuce growing and we've got tomatoes here.
It's a curved door.
Yeah, it's a curved door because it's a spiral stair. So it's like,
little
well, let's
cylinder.
just make the whole thing a cylinder. Yeah, lots of tomatoes growing, basilins.
So
things
why
like
is there a cage like this?
So because we have lots of possums and they just ravage plants and especially fruiting plants. This thing on here was added because one of the neighbours didn't like the fact that this space could see into their backyard, so we just added this little screening detail.
Well, it's not a habitable space.
No,
But-
yeah, it's yeah. Do you have an argument or just placate them? And then that's facing north. And what you're seeing there is all original. We've just replaced the glazing with better glazing. We've put solar panels above, and then the chain link and the spirals the other side. So there's another type of garden up there next to the master bedroom. And then all the roofs of Fitzroy. Do you want to have a look out in the back lane, Kev?
Sure. That's the cylinder.
Well, you can't. You live here now. Bye.
I wish you just go. Psh.
Hey?
You close the door and you're like.
Oh yeah, just.
Something like that.
I almost fell down. Being an idiot. You coming or staying?
Put some code.
Come and have a look out the back too, Kev, because you've got the main street and then this laneway, which we're now entering the house off, but it's actually surrounded by 3 different lanes. And you remember Rose Street Artist Market that we mentioned before? That's just up the end there. So it's really connected with the most vibrant part of Fitzroy. All the original brickwork and the garage door, and then our new garden above. Well, did you hear the birds?
Yes,
Isn't that gorgeous? But this is, for us, it was about making the most of what you got.
Hecklers.
Are they heckling? Or are they glad they've got more greenery in Fitzroy? But for us, Kev, this was about sort of sucking our egos in, and instead of going and creating a monument to ourselves, is to try and use what's already here. Like, how do you make the most of existing built fabric when it's...
So it would have looked something like this, right?
Oh, this, yeah, it did. It did. So we had to tidy up the brick a bit. But like, if you look at this brickwork, not a crack in sight, and then Kev, you see this wall, there's cracks all over the place.
So it's quite well built, so you assessed it as being worthy to keeping.
Yeah.
Can we go upstairs?
Oh, sure, Kev. It's going to turn into one of those types of videos. Come on through. All original, tidied up, repainted. Come and have a look upstairs, Kev. Oh, before we do though, more of this lovely angled timber, chamfered timber. We've actually gone and shaped this panel as well. So you basically can almost not tell it's there underneath the stairs. And there's a huge amount of storage snuck in there. So we sneak in storage wherever we can, just like we did underneath the steps here. And then you can see these shelves and what they start to do up here. They actually line up with the steps themselves.
Hmm. There's a gap, is that right?
Yeah, because this, even though it's a stair, we've tried to treat it like it's a piece of furniture, like a sculpted, beautiful piece of furniture.
And that's a bridge. So you're stepping on different things and you express it with a gap.
Yep.
That's what we always talk about.
And we're just floating above. So if we've gone to the trouble of removing those 2 rooms and make that a 2-story space, why not make this feel like a 2-story space as well? And then if we turn left, we end up at the master bedroom, and then right is a sort of a studio space.
There's a bathroom, again, same, just stacking on top of each other.
Yep, directly above. All this lovely natural light coming from the south.
Is it a, oh wow, that's just reflection from the,
Just off the
metal.
shelf. Yeah.
I thought it was a mirror.
And then, yeah, so you've just got this datum that goes around with the shower screen and this bit of cabinetry as well with all of the storage. Huge amount of natural light where there was once none. And then you've got, this is actually the robe. Like, this is all of their robe. When you want to close off the bedroom space, there's even more storage in there. But we've also put our client's study space. Again, looking into where there was once a room and lots of north light coming in here, and heaps of storage where you can just slide things in and out, keep things neat very easily. And that was a terrace that we've tidied up, and that will become this big green hedge over time.
That faces east? So
East. Yeah, so when they wake, they can just press a button and the blinds go up. And they just get all of this direct sunlight coming
and
in.
the stair, I can see that went downstairs. That's where it goes to?
The spiral, yep.
Oh.
And then you look out, and this is very Fitzroy. Look how dense and raw, and look at the amount of concrete and zinc-alume. So this is like trying to create an oasis within that context.
So this room is all existing?
Yeah, so obviously we've replastered it and tidied it up, but this was the dining kitchen space. And instead we've put that downstairs so it connects with the garden directly. But there was like storage underneath here where we've reclad it with new bench top and put a new heating panel. So just like we looked at in Finland, we actually have a heater that's right next to the glazing. It's underneath where you sit. Somewhere to put makeup on, and a great little window seat to sit and read. And then these bedside tables, look at this, you can just get rid of them. Gone. And then wave to all of your neighbours in the morning. And then down this way, which is the main street, the northern end of the house, is where...
I like the double-storey space. You've kept the material white and also outside, so it really reads like a giant building all on one surface, and you're bridging into that.
Yeah.
On the outside, it's that window there, there's another window down there. It looks like the same surface.
And that's the original wall through there. And then down this end, we've got a lounge with where the TV is. So if you're watching a movie and nobody else wants to hear it, you can close that curtain. And on this side, this beautiful study space, which looks out along the main street over the neighbours. And this is about future-proofing as well. So there are 2 bedrooms in this house at the moment. But the idea is that if ever they move on, it can become a 5-bedroom house really easily, because all you need to do is rebuild that wall, that becomes a bedroom, and then add a new wall through here, and that becomes a bedroom. And the original heritage balcony out the front.
Looks pretty restored.
Yeah, this was falling to bits. This was dangerous, so we had to really do a lot of work, but while also keeping all of the heritage features.
Look, Mark Austin.
This is Mark Austin. There's Derek Swalwell. Are we making your photo better? Yeah. Cool. Derek's just about to say, get the photo.
Is that window existing? No, that wouldn't have been. That would have been just a normal room, right? You punched a hole through.
That was existing.
Really?
Yeah. They just knocked through holes all over the place. It was quite weird. We've had to redo a lot of work. Like that's all new framing and window in there. It's just these cute little moments we add in just for a bit of life. And more of this angled detail as well. Just holding the glazing in place.
All right. Can we go outside? I haven't been outside yet.
Yeah, come and have a look. More of our little angled detail.
So this is that east-facing space, looking into the bedroom.
Yep, the master bedroom. Little terrace space. It'll overflow with garden soon.
Hey, that's pretty cute.
Yeah, well, we needed access to get up to the solar panels and all the machinery on the roof. So this is just instead of just putting a dumb old ladder there, we thought we'd do something a bit more playful. But it's still really affordable because it's just galvanised.
So this isn't really about possums, is it?
This one, no.
This is actually more about allowing creepers and things to grow on it.
Yeah, quite a bit of this is actually deciduous. So over time, that'll get covered in greenery. So lots of shading in summer, but then in winter it'll drop all of its leaves and then you'll get a lot more light coming in.
Well, here you can see really the sort of Fitzroy greenery, or the lack of greenery spaces, really, looking at neighbours.
And it's really weird, Fitzroy, because you've got places like the main street, which has a heritage overlay, and then just a couple of blocks away there isn't one. And so all these apartments are going up, so you get this huge mixture of things that are being protected versus things that are being developed. And our new spiral. What's really interesting about this, Kev, is there's a gap in between the treads that is bigger than 125 mil. And you should see the detail that the manufacturers have put here. So simple and elegant.
All right, okay.
You normally don't sit this close to me.
There's no, just don't touch me.
He's got intimacy issues.
I've no other choice.
You can sit in the pond. Thanks for watching, everybody. What do you reckon? Austin Maynard Architects' Helvetia House. Do you like it? Yeah, let us know your thoughts. Do you have any good examples of little green oases? Oasises? Oasipodes.
OSI?
Oasinings. Oasis. Today. Do you have any good examples of really urban areas that have a great little green spaces in it? Let us know. We'd love to hear what you think.
See you next time.